wrap your booth. That's a way to show branding and build brand recognition. You can have their brand on the overlay, on the output. You can have a branded screen, attraction screen. You can have a branded microsite that leads guests to whatever they want them to lead to. Maybe it's a discount on their product. Maybe it's learn more about us. Maybe this brand is gonna be at a couple of other events, So whatever that is, make sure that is part of your packaging. Hey, Jessica, I'm gonna keep moving, okay? What they sorry, what they were offered versus what they bought. So we have to, again, people gonna call us. They're gonna say, "Oh, do you have a photo? We're looking for a photo booth for our event." Stop right there. Stop using the word photo booth. Let them use the word photo booth, but you don't use the word photo booth. Start to use the language. I'm gonna find a corporate. Many moons ago, I took a class with a photo boother who was teaching us how to get corporate, and she provided us with a glossary. So get very familiar with terms that are being used in the corporate world when it comes to brand activations. And so we need to start using the terminology, not just a photo booth. No, we're not going to come up, take some pictures with some props, and send people on their merry way. We want to be partners. We want to be marketing. We want the client or the sub-client, the sponsor, to use us as a marketing partner. We want to partner with these brands to bring their brand to life at this particular event and do some engaging experiences with them. A marketing experience, right? A branded activation with data capture, social sharing, and a post-event analytics report showing real reach and engagement. Do you know, I'm not going to say, do you know how rare that is? But it's not always offered when people are going into Google and looking for photo booths in your city. And they're going to call and they're going to give them a rate for a, 4-hour photo booth at $200 an hour. They didn't talk about, maybe they'll talk about putting a logo on it, but they didn't talk about the things that the sponsor is looking for. What is my return on investment? What are you going to do? Well, first of all, we're going to have your brand everywhere. We're going to have professional attendants that can sell your brand. One time I worked with a client, we had to go through extensive training on how to talk to their guests for their brand, certain words and terminology. We had to go through like a whole day training just to do this event. Do you think I charged for that day of training? Absolutely. Because I not only had to get trained, so did my attendants that were going to be working the event. Okay. Data capture. Big, 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 big. That's like one of the first questions I ask besides what is your goal? Are we there for entertainment? Are you looking to build brand awareness? Are you looking for data capture so that you can sell to other attendants? Sorry, let me just check your message. It's old. Yes, I will make sure I get that. And it takes practice. Not saying the word photo booth. Like today, I was at a networking event, and what do you do? Oh, I provide photo and video experiences for corporate and social events. That's my favorite go-to, but I'm breaking out of that. Brands hire me to build engaging experiences at consumer events, whatever. But come up with a fancy way of saying that you do photo booths without saying you do photo booths is what I would urge you to start practicing. And then I'm going to give you the glossary. And I might give you some pitches. I've been watching this lady on Instagram and TikTok, and she's a pitch coach. And instead of taking her class, I took her name and I took some of her videos. I put it in this inside of for I don't know if I had to put it in Notebook LM, but I definitely put it into AI. And I was like, if I was to hire this person to be my coach, I probably put it in Claude. I definitely put it in Claude because Claude knows me the best now. I said, if I was to hire this person, what would they tell me to to say during my 30-second pitch, during my 60-second pitch, right? And then they said it, and they told me practice it every day, practice it in front of a mirror. Also, somebody asked in the women's group, when is the last time you raised your prices? I said last week, right? But I had to practice raising my prices. So one of the techniques that I got from that inquiry on Claude about the coach was practice saying your new numbers out loud with your whole chest. So 25,000. Our glam bot starts at $25,000. Our glam bot starts at $25,000. Our glam bot starts at 25,000. Our glam bot starts at 25,000. So it's not foreign when it comes off your tongue. You've practiced it. Our AI photo booth started $2,500. Our AI photo booth started $3,500. Just start practicing your higher numbers. Start practicing the numbers that you want, and start practicing your pitch so that when it does come time for you to network or have a conversation, it's easy to say it. um, Pitch focused on return on investment, not photos. My last event that I did for Navy Federal, I'm sorry, not Navy Federal, for Northwest Federal Credit Union, they could care less about those pictures. They cared about you were there, you collected names, emails, and phone numbers for people for us to call to get them to get a new checking account. That's what they cared about. I could have been up there giving everybody a high five. As long as I got their name, phone number, email, and they said it was okay to call them, I did a good job. But the key there is to find out what is your client want? What are they looking for? All right, so the package that got to $10,000 for this 3-day conference was one photo booth, a classic photo booth with prints. 5 hours, 2 days, 10 hours equals $5,000. Unlimited 2x6 or 4x6 prints. I love a 4x6 print, more real estate for branding. Branded photo template with the company's logo and conference theme. Sometimes if you're working with a brand and they want people to visit their booth, you might even include the booth. We did a conference and it was people from all over the world, but the conference was so strict and the time frame was so strict that they weren't going to have a whole lot of time to get out and visit and socialize and see all the sites in DC. So we brought DC to them inside the booth. We did a green screen and we put them in the White House at the press having a press conference. We put them in front of the Washington Monument. We put them in front of the White House. They absolutely loved it. We've done that a couple of times, and this is before AI, so I haven't even tried with AI. I'm like, ooh, that's perfect. So if you are working with a conference and you got people coming from all over, they may not get a moment to go out and sightsee and do the tours and all the things. So those things that they don't get to do. Let's think about Vegas. I've been to Vegas, I don't know how many times now. Ask me how many times I've been to the Hoover Dam or the what is it, the canyon, Grand, you know what I'm talking about. Never been. I want to go. Never been out there all the time. Never been. So think about people that travel for conferences and never get to see the city. They only get to see the conference center. You know, that could be your plug in, you know. But you got to listen to the client. Professional attendance. Reggie in our group, he hires professional brand ambassadors. He uses a company and hires brand ambassadors. We have attendants that we train. I've just implemented pre-event uh, not questionnaires, pre-event forms for them to read through. My event sheets have very strict roles for each of my people. So if you are running a photo booth, I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to be doing. I'm going to let you know the goal of the client, what they're looking for, what we're trying to do. Because if they don't know, they can't execute what you've sold. And so I find myself always kind of showing up at events to make sure that they're executing exactly what I sold my client. Otherwise, they're thinking a photo booth is a photo booth is a photo booth. Well, no, now it's not. Custom backdrop. That's a way to price up, get that price up too. Wrapping the booth. I got new pricing for my wraps with my local guy. This past week, he's charging me $200 to wrap each of my booths. And he designed it this time, so I don't know if he gave me a break on that. But usually I try to get it designed before I go in there. But he designed it and wrapped. My booths charged me 200. So what am I going to charge my client? At least, at least three times more, if not more. I remember I had iClick, and the iClick manufacturer was telling me that they charge $1,700 to wrap their booths. I was like, what? I'm missing out. I was charging people 500. It's like 500. He said, well, how much does it cost you to wrap it? At the time, that booth he only charged me, I think he charged me like 227 to wrap that booth because it has so many pieces. And he's like, wow, that's really good. He said, I'm paying like five just to get it wrapped. So I'm charging 1,700 to the client. So look at the cost, see what they'll lean into. If you have an Aura booth, I think it was Barry Wong or Wang, can't remember. He posted in several groups today. He has a prompt. If you take a like a blank Aura booth, he has a prompt. Give the prompt to ChatGPT with the blank Aura booth and the logo of your client, and it creates a mock-up of what the wrap would look like on the booth. Using it every day now. I just did one for Navy Federal, sent it to them. They loved it. Okay. Mock-ups are so much easier now that we have AI. So give AI a picture of your booth and the way it looks with nothing on it. Find a booth. I found, like, I don't have an enclosure, but I found one and I said, okay, show me how it would look branded for my client. And then I sent it to my client. Pre-sale. Pre-sell what you want them to have, and everything you show them should be branded. When you do your presentation, when you have your quotes sent over, make sure that their name, their logo is on it. They should people love to see their name in lights. People love to see their name everywhere. So make sure that you're branding from the beginning of the experience, from the conversation in the first email of a proposal that you send, that it's branded for your client. Digital photo and video booth, sorry, digital video booth, no prints, 300 an hour, 5 hours times 2 days equals 10 hours, $3,000. Boomerangs, GIFs, and that's what I'm talking about. I wasn't thinking like a message booth, but a video booth, where they can make GIFs or boomerangs. Branded microsite gallery. Remember to brand, if you can sell that microsite to them, do it. Let them know that you can link it to whatever they need it to be linked to. The messaging, thank you for stopping by the booth. We look forward to seeing you in our store next week, blah, 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 whatever. You can do all of that. Social sharing and social sharing stations. So our booth, the way it's set up is our sharing station is kind of attached to our booth. But maybe you want to put up one of those stands that you can brand with a TV that's showing a slideshow and an iPad for people to go over and share. And then if you're doing slideshow, make sure that's branded. Maybe, now with AI, you can take your client's logo and create like a 5 to 10 second video that can loop in the middle of your slideshow. If you're using Snap and use slideshow, anywhere you can show their brand and get people to stop, look, and listen, is going to sell that price. And then some other ways to revenue. I already started, but other revenue boosters is the custom props. We have lots of prop vendors that will make branded props for you. The guy that wraps my booth, he also does props for me, those big, big prop signs. Data capture, we talked about that, collecting the email, phone number, whatever they need so that they can move forward with talking to them. But the first thing they need is permission. So make sure that one of the questions on your questionnaire is, can your client call them? They have to say yes or no. I use Jotform. Madonna was saying that was the easier way because she was able to get people to pre register for the photo booth by having the Jot form on QR. She had a QR code and sign. So that's what we did when we worked with the commanders, is making sure that even if they walked away, we got it. And you know how if you snap pick, you know, eh, you can't have if there's five people in the booth, one person is usually going to do all the question. I mean, we would be forever trying to get each person to go back out and do this. No, it's too much. So take care of it on the front end so you don't have to worry about not getting that data capture. And then find out what their goal is, how many, they're looking for. Maybe they don't know how many they can get, and you do the math. You can use AI. Say, hey, I'm doing this event. It's 12,000 people. We're going to have, a photo booth, a digital booth, at this event for 2 days. They're going to have us positioned XYZ, wherever, and that's the conversation. Where are you going to position us? Anywhere around food is great. If you need to be in a pre-function space, people gonna come out and use the bathroom. What is the schedule? When are people gonna? And then be ready for them. I know it gets crazy when people are inside and it's quiet and you're kind of idling, and then you have to jump up and get into the motion of getting people. But be ready when people are in the hallways, when people are walking by. It's not just walking by. Hey, how you doing? How's your day? Hey, you ready for that picture? Constantly getting people to stop, look, listen, and take a picture. And then that's something that I train my attendants on. Live slideshow display, I talked about that. Travel setup fees. If you are traveling, especially if it's a multi-day and you need a hotel, see if it's included. If not, make sure that you put that type of information. Sorry, put that cost into your proposal, as well as don't forget parking. If you have multiple vehicles, maybe you're there and you have all this equipment. Last event we went to, we had 3 cars. So those 3 cars need parking. So make sure that you're calculating all of your costs and putting that in the proposal. So how they got to the 10,500 package or the 10,000 package, this is off, but we'll go back to that. But you added it up. This I had to redo this pricing because it was way off. I said, first of all, the pricing it gave me originally was 3 different booths for 3 days, 2 booths and a video booth for 3 days for $10,000. I don't think so. Wow factor. So this is what separates the men from the boys, or the women. In this case, it is me and you, Jessica, the women from the girls. Pre-event, from the door, be ready with details, planning, give them a well-designed pitch deck. Again, making sure that their brand is very visible and there, that their goals are discussed and talked about. It's all about, how we're going to get their return on this 10,000 plus investment that they're about to make with us. Custom branded kits, show them different options. If we just grab the booth, if we just do the attraction screen and the overlay, show them different ways that we can brand out this event and just keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. We have a client that has a mascot, so we approach like, hey, if the mascot's available, people always love to take pictures with um live props. If we could get the mascot to hang out with us for a little while, that would definitely attract, so use, things that will bring people and make people stop, look, and listen and take pictures. Bring that up when you are pitching. Run a show and Run of show document, a professional event timeline delivered to the client before the day of the show. So I've created a workflow inside of 17 Hats where it's constantly emailing them throughout the process from the time they book until till after the event actually. And in there is things like asking if they don't do a lot of the branding, asking again. Hey, I thought about it. You only got 2 booths. I really think you need a third. Or, what are you planning on doing at the gala? Y'all didn't course, for the gala, we just have the conference. I think people will really enjoy a 360, just constantly trying to upsell them and branding. During. So during the event, again, we talked about having the professional attendees, and they should always be on point, Hey, no sitting, no talking on your cell phone. We just remove the chairs. Unless you're operating the glam bot, we have removed the chairs. Uniformed. They're wearing exactly what you told them. I mean, if you don't have a uniform, send pictures. Because what I've found is these kids don't know what dressed up, business casual, all black means. They don't know what that means. Oh, but it just got a line. It just got the logo on the corner of the shirt. That's not all black, So and they don't know what business casual is. I had a girl show up for a holiday party, business casual holiday party, and she had on a crop top. Ma'am, you got to go home. Mm-mm, not today, not here. And you need to get a whole shirt. No ripped up jeans. It's a shame you got to tell people what to wear, but you do. Oh, I'm sorry. Go back. Real-time social media monitoring. I just did an event with client where I had to, because it was AI, I had to monitor. So I'm keeping track on what photos are being taken, how many photos are being taken, the time between the photos. Is it slow? I'm checking in. How's it going? Are people, are they in a class? What's going on? Why is it so slow? Just kind of staying on top of people and just real time monitoring what's going on. We, especially with AI, we were watching. I was immediately taking out bad AI output, and letting them know, hey, I'm removing stuff that's not looking right. Go ahead and make two. If the line is slow, I tell people if they're enjoying it, don't take one picture, take two pictures. Just really trying to spice up the event so that they remember us. A live slideshow display, we talked about that, and I did talk about adding some of the branding in the loop. So it's not just showing the picture with the branded overlay, but maybe it's showing, a flyer. Maybe it's showing, like I said, a 5-second video from the company. They can provide the video if they like, and you just add it. So um, any way you can think of branding and getting their word out is going to be key to getting those higher numbers. And then post-event delivering. First of all, make sure you deliver. Make sure you delivered exactly what you said, if not more than what you said. Make sure you're sending that analytical report and highlighting the things that they are looking for. How many people downloaded? Where did they share to? What are the most looked at videos? Whatever you want to say, but make sure that is done in a timely manner. I give not 24. 60 to 72 hour window for me to deliver the post event stuff, the data capture summary. So mine with Jotform, it's really nice. You can download the PDF, I'm sorry, the Excel file, and you can also download the CSV. And what I noticed with my last client, they wanted it in a certain way. So that's a question that I didn't ask. Now I ask. When collecting the data, how would you like that separated? That will make it easier for you to upload into your system and do continued marketing. What? She with it. Because now you're being a partner, right? You not only getting the stuff, but you're making it easier for them to use it, right? Because what I find is if they can't use it, if they can't figure out how to use it, it was a waste of time and money on both people. And then thank you. Make sure you're saying thank you. You're following up. How did you like everything? When's your next event? How can we service you again? Blah, blah, blah. So, 4 lessons that can change your business. Think bigger than one booth. I don't know the last time I've done one booth. It's very few and in between. Right now, I think Aroma is a great addition to any booth. Great addition to photo booth, great addition to AI, great addition to Glambot. Um, Even if it's a photo booth, slideshow, data capture, it's bigger than a booth in Prince. Prince is an add-on, right? So it's bigger than that. So look for 3 extra things to sell to them that's going to enhance the experience. The props. the live prop, the wrapping of the booth, the metallic print. I just upsold metallic print for a client. Um, envelopes for or folder, what do you call it? Frames, the hard frames for the pictures. People always like, got something for me to put this in. Tell them like, hey, this is a very classy event. Women are going to need to put their pictures in something. They don't want to just lay them around. We offer these branded frames. We can put your logo on it, messaging, whatever. Um, Two, sell the solution, not the service. So we're always looking for how can we serve the end client with um, getting their biggest return on investment, showing that we're going to build engagement, create content that is people are going to race to their phones to share. I send samples. I send sample of the output. They love that. Build corporate relationships. Five-figure bookings don't come from cold website inquiries. They come, sometimes they do, y'all. Sometimes they come from trust built over time. Invest in relationships before you need them. I will say, the longer you're with them, the more they spend. The longer they get to know you, the more they trust you. So I can say that. But I have seen big deals come out of an inquiry. I had, in fact, now that we're talking about Coca-Cola, I did a big event for Coca-Cola. It was a one day, but we wrapped the booth. We worked with a live prop. We had prints. We had to wear their not their clothes, but their brand as far as t-shirts was concerned, all the things. Four, charge for your experience and value. So if you have been doing this for multiple years, you should charge more than someone who just started last week. I was telling this lady today, she's like, how long you been doing? I was like, oh, 12 years. She's like, 12 days? I said, ma'am, 12 years. Oh my goodness. So put that to work. Put your experience to work when you are quoting, when you're having your conversation. You stick your chest out. Oh, yeah, we work at the convention center all the time. Yes, drop some names. Tammy, oh, in the office. Tammy, isn't she a sweetheart? Yeah. So Tammy and I work together on the so and so. The more you know, the more they trust you. Um, So charge for your experience and the value that you deliver. And knowing the industry, knowing about the brand, knowing their goal for being at this event, knowing the event, right? Knowing the people that are going to be there, the types of people that are going to be there. Do your research. Social media is great. Go to LinkedIn, follow a couple people so that when you do your pitch that you're incorporating your level of experience. You can say it. I say it now, working with Claude in my emails at the end. We're trusted by brands like da, 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 da. With over 12 years of experience in this industry, blah, 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 blah. You've worked very hard. Put your chest out there and tell people what you do. Okay. It helps. It really helps. Um, so $10,000 uh, or more. We just broke down how we could get that money. And then I'm going to open up the line so we can talk. But one thing I've noticed, let me go back. One thing I've noticed being on the call are types of people that come on, the experience that they have, the questions that they have is constantly different. Okay. And at this point, because it's Money Making Monday and everybody can get on, our conversations can go a number of ways. We may be on a call where 10,000, girl, please, I get that in my sleep, where 10,000 may be astronomical to somebody else. And so I don't want to leave people out. I don't want people to feel like, oh, this information is above me or this information is below me. So we will continue to have Money Making Mondays every single Monday, but I'm just going to start to change the framework so that it's fair and that it's comfortable for everybody involved. So we're gonna start Mondays, grow Mondays, scale Mondays. When excuse me, when I started the community over at Mighty, those of you that were at Mighty, I had those different what were they called? Channels? I can't remember even what they were called. But in school they would be, I guess, classrooms maybe, or maybe it would be some of the tabs in the community. But when I started, I always wanted Chit Chat to be a place where people can start, grow, and scale their businesses. And so that's what I'm going to do with Money Making Mondays. Everybody's welcome to get on, but the topics would be focused to those that are in their start stage, growth stage, scale stage. And then the last Monday of the month will be an all call. We'll do some wins, some hot seats, Q&A, community celebrations, all the things. Let me see how I can unmute everybody. All right, you should be able to unmute yourselves. If you have questions, you want to jump in, ask some questions. Um, hey, Jessica,
I love this. This is so cool.
you liked it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought that'd be a good idea. I remember it was, do you remember Francis? What was Francis' last name? Francis Foreman. She taught this Get Corporate class many, 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 many moons ago. I wonder if I still have the notes. But part of the presentation was a glossary of terms and terminology to use with your corporate clients. So
No,
it was
I think
it was
that's the
really good.
best part because I'm like super bad with words.
Yeah, and that whole photo booth part, that
Yeah.
it's hard, especially when
Yeah.
you've been saying it for years and years and years. What do you do for I own a photo booth rental company. First of all, they can't understand me. I think I talk too fast. What? So I knew that pitch had to change. That conversation had to change for me because we are so much more, right? We're so
Yes.
much more.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to hear you say that you struggle with that in the beginning because I thought it
Today,
was
I struggle
me.
with it now. I was at a networking event and I'm like struggling to what I'm gonna say. What do you do? I said about 5 different ways today.
I'm telling you.
But I land on easy. I provide photo and video activations for corporate and social events. That's easy for me now. But now I
Right.
found I need to change that. So
Yeah.
it's practice. And I like that I went and I did the
I find it
research
hard.
about the lady that does these pitches. And
Hmm.
she's like, it's all in the pitches, the way you present yourself. And you got to practice. And
You
so
do.
I'm going to try not to say the word photo booth. I'll say photos, but I won't say
Why do
photo.
you, so you think there's something wrong with saying photo booth too? Because
Depends on who
AI
you're
is,
talking to. I think it
huh?
depends on who you're talking to.
Okay.
I don't think there's
AI is
anything
always
wrong
trying to
with it.
steer
I just
away
think we're
from it.
so much more.
I totally agree, and you're right. You do have to like, I guess, you know, get a open conversation where you can be able to explain it, but it's really hard. To me, it's hard to
It's
explain and it's
hard, but maybe
yeah.
you don't sell but that's the other part
Oh, I
was
don't
we're
sell
not
the
selling
booth.
a
I
photo
sell the
booth anymore,
service.
right? Because this is when we're talking corporate. Can you get $5,000? I mean, sorry, 5-figure deals on social events? Maybe. I think so. Maybe like a high-end wedding, maybe a
You
multi-day
can, the
wedding. Have
right
any of y'all
one.
done multi-day weddings? I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
people do weddings for a week. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I couldn't be around for that long. No.
Especially when you get the multicultural ones, they do
Yes.
have
They have
um
multi-days. Yeah. I
but
remember
the
being
but
on a call with like event people, and it was a
mhm,
photographer, and she of course was with a family for multi days because she was not just doing the wedding, she was doing the what's the night before, the rehearsal dinner, she was doing the brunch, she was doing the family
right,
this, the da 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 da. And so she was coming up with these different things, and I was like, oh wow, okay. So again, she's more than a photographer, right? She's
right.
she's a what did she call herself? She said, I'm a historian. Anyway, basically that she is collecting these images for keepsakes, right? We keepsake
Yes.
makers. We can just change up what we say because we're selling so much more. But the one of the first things in the presentation was we're not selling photo booths. Start selling the solution. So,
Right.
brands trust me to get data for their marketing efforts through photo booth activations. Sell the end result. Sell what you're doing for them, not
Do,
what you're bringing to do it with, if that makes sense.
do your Hampton Roads people have a hard time with that? I'm just curious, because it's
Who?
rough out here.
Um,
Like, what is Reggie? I tried to connect with
so
Reggie. Hmm.
Reggie doesn't do a lot of social. He's more corporate. Um, and then his client is different. So his client, from what I've heard, from what we talked about, he works with event planners, production companies.
Hmm.
Um, you will ultimately start to work with the brand,
Right.
but the initial connection is through the event planner. Like
Hmm.
one of my clients is, I don't work with the end client, I work with the caterer. So
Oh, okay.
sometimes I don't even talk to the client unless he can't give me enough information.
Hmm. Okay. I'm
Yep.
still, hitting it hard, but it's still I'm still on the uphill side. I'm still climbing
I
up.
think I think when you look at your area and you have to
Hmm.
decide, like for me, when I moved to Virginia, I didn't do any events here.
Mm.
If I did an event in Virginia, it was somebody I know.
You did it like in DC.
I stayed in DC.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm willing to go to DC. Um, I do have like, some I've drawn some interest there. You heard of Fear to Freedom,
Mm-mm.
F2F?
Mm-mm. Tell me about it.
Okay. She seems willing to work with me. She just couldn't on that last event that she had. And you heard of the it's an event that's coming up actually, not the mall, not the ball on the mall as the children, oh the one for the Catholic Charities.
Hmm.
But they already booked with that company in DC called Photos Beyond or something like that. Beyond
Mm-mm.
Photos or something.
Mm-mm.
You're not familiar
It's
with
so
them?
many now.
I know,
No.
but they're supposedly they're a pretty, big regional, like in the region, they're pretty big.
Mm-mm.
And so they were already booked with them. But she said she was impressed with my work, so she told me to call her this summer so I could be top of the mind.
Yeah.
So I mean I'm
She
working
ain't
on
too
it, but
impressed. She ain't too impressed. She open to having conversations and for you to reach back out.
right, she's not too impressed with them, you saying?
No.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
mean,
I mean, she
what
might be fishing for different pricing, you
or
know?
just a different, feel, you know what I mean? Like, because I
Hmm.
think they have a brand, and
Well,
they have
well,
like a
I will say my client, one of my clients told me the other day, they was like, "Yeah, Sharon, if you didn't come with nothing new, we wouldn't keep you around."
correct. And that when you look at their work on their website, I mean, they do great work, but everything kind of looks the same for the most part. You could tell you can pretty much pick out their work. It's
Hmm.
nice, but it is the same. So maybe she was just
Looking for
like
something
open
different.
to
And
something
that's the
new.
thing. If you keep giving the people the same thing when they want something new, they're not going to look to you because one, maybe you didn't offer it. Two, you don't have it. But constantly, like Peter's on now. Peter's always be like, "You need a newsletter. You need to let people know what you have." Um,
It's true. I need to.
yeah. So just putting like little newsletters together, sending out an email. Guess what we did this weekend? Da, 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 da. I don't know how you would share out your new. We just got just in brand new sketch bots, and this is what it does.
Hmm.
You know, I'm working on nurturing clients that are, what do they call them? They're not dead in the water, but you've worked with people that you've never seen them again, and they're sitting in
Yes.
your contacts. So just engaging with some of my past clients. I ain't gonna go too far. I'm probably gonna go back 5 years.
Okay.
I'm going to start re-engaging with people that have booked me and they spend a certain amount of money. I only really want to re-engage with people that hire me a certain amount of times and they or they're a conference or they hire me for a certain event. Like I lost an event last year we've had for many, 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 many years.
Hmm.
They didn't go with another booth. I think they just budgets. But what I'm seeing is the stuff that we lost last year because of budget, we're getting back this year. they're a little bit more sure of their money this year.
I'm seeing
Um,
different things here. Like here, I'm seeing a lot of people using their cell phone in a step and repeat, and that's why
I've
I
seen
feel
that
like I'm.
too.
You do,
I
yeah.
saw
And so
that.
I try
I
to
look.
engage
I'm
them a
not
little
naming
bit.
no names. It was online the other day.
Girl, I don't care. I'll drop the
Somebody we
names.
know. They sure did have a cell phone
Cell phone
doing
and just
videos.
yes.
I said,
And I
oh,
just shake my head every single time.
I ain't
Like,
mad
y'all got to be kidding
because
me.
they don't care what the equipment is. They care that there was an output. Some of them don't even care that. Like I told you, I have a client, she could care if I twiddle my thumbs as long as I brought her, several hundred contacts.
But I can't, the here, the people don't want contacts. I have yet to find anybody that wants leads. Like I reached out to, you know me, I reach out blind, cold. I do everything. And
Mhm.
this one lady, she said, did we meet? And I said, no. And she was like,
Well,
I
here's the
said, no,
thing.
just on
So maybe
LinkedIn.
don't sell, I'll get data for you because
No, I don't sell it that way, but I just, I put that as a part of like I pick three things or two things or whatever, that I think they
what
might
does your
benefit
description of it
from,
say
for
though?
example.
What does your
And
description say?
hmm,
What does your description say?
oh, on my like on the website, you mean?
No, when you are putting it in your quote, what does your description say for data?
Um,
Does it just say data analytics in a report?
well, yeah, that like for baseline is just, like a snapshot of your analytics, for insights.
They might not, well, one couple of things.
Okay.
Sometimes the person that you're initially talking to could
Mm-hmm.
care less. They have no idea. They had their job was to go get a photo booth company. And I had a lady call the other day and she told me, well, I'm calling around and whoever has the lowest price, that's who we're going with.
Okay.
Guess what? I changed her mind because
How'd you do it?
I showed her something nobody else was showing her.
Such as what? Like AI
You
or like
know it
the
was. You know where my jam is. AI photo booth. And I went and found her picture on Link. No, where did I find her picture? I found it on Facebook. She wasn't. I went to LinkedIn, no picture. Happened to go to Facebook. We had mutual friends. I got to see her whole profile. Took some of her pictures and did it. She was like, she didn't even mention them other people. Not only did she book me for this event, she just called me. She said, we want to go ahead and book you for the Christmas party. I said,
That's what's up. But see,
show
like
you
when
got to show them what they've not seen
that's what I've
or
been doing. Like
use words. Yeah,
I do
you
mock-ups just like you. I'm like you. I do mock-ups.
do
But
mock-ups.
and I
Yeah.
can tell some of them are impressed, but it's still not enough to move the needle all the time. Or maybe they just, don't have a need just yet. You never know. You know
They
what I
may
mean?
not. And that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
with the data, if they're not using data, then they don't know
Hmm.
what to do with it. You understand what I'm saying? Just
Yes.
like if somebody tries to give me something, I don't know what to do with it, but they know I need it and they know it's going to push my business, then
Hmm.
it needs to be explained that way. You just can't say, here's some gray shoelaces. Well, if I don't
Yeah.
have a need for gray shoelaces or I don't know what gray shoelaces attract money. So if you wear these, da, 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 you see what I'm saying? Like you have
I
to
do.
explain
They look
why
at me
they need
like it's a gimmick, is how the look that I get. Like, either I get the look like it's a gimmick, or they'll be more like, because, I'm reaching out cold. Like, I'm not getting calls yet. Like, my SEO is not there yet. So, I'm
we'll
not
get you
getting
there.
calls back to back like that yet.
Yeah.
But so I'm reaching out to people. And so sometimes they're just like, so how did basically
So
they're
are
like,
you
that's,
coming up with a strategy before you call?
yes, absolutely.
And how do you come up with your strategy?
I go through and I look at what they have going on and what I think would work best for them.
And how do you know what's going to work best for them?
I mean, so like for example, the what is it, Fogo de Chao, the a restaurant
Yep.
here.
Hmm.
She had connected with me on LinkedIn, so I just kind of looked on her profile and I could see that she had some coupons for military families,
Hmm.
said save 10%. And so when I finally was able to get through to her, she was very nice and I was able to explain to her because she was thinking, oh, photo booth, fun, fun, fun. And I'm like, yes, it is fun, but with that fun, there's strategy. Like we can, I saw on your profile that
So
you
you
were
led with photo booth.
said that no, she just, I mean, it's a photo booth company, so they put
Is
that
it?
part together and they just assume, like when I say photo activation, they're like, "What is that?" And when you tell them, they're like, "Oh, like a
So
photo booth."
sell this. So instead, sell the solution. So what did the 10% for the military? What was your idea there?
My idea was is that we could, somehow integrate the coupon, maybe like a QR code that leads to the coupon, something to give them, something to remember her by. Does that make sense? No.
Try one more time.
Like maybe a QR code that leads to that coupon or something like that on the
How are you going to
bottom,
deploy the QR code?
Huh?
So where does the QR code come into play?
Like on the overlay is what I'm saying. Like
So
something.
you want to give a keepsake that from the photo booth, there's going to be a keepsake with a QR code that leads to the discount.
Right. It's and not for this was not like for a gala style event or anything. This is more like networking, something like that.
All right. So instead, I would have sold the outcome. Hey, I see that you're doing something for military. We've been working with, and people love when you already have experience, even if you don't make
Okay.
it up. People love when you've already, like this, a case study. You've already kind of done it before,
Right.
And if they're saying something about military, it could be because of where you are, right? Everything is military there.
Yeah,
There's
I
a lot of
mean,
military discounts.
it's definitely our
Yeah.
audience.
So I would sell the result. I would sell experience over a photo booth. And if you're gonna come to her with an idea, have it like your workflow out, like with numbers. If we come in and do every single Saturday, we're gonna generate X amount of leads for you, or we can take your 10% military discount to da 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 da. Like, come with it. But even if you don't know, put it into AI. Say, hey, I really want to get this. I saw this ad. I saw this person's information. I want to connect with them and I want to present something to them. Give me some ideas to present. Like, I never go in with one. So when I get a call, I'll take what they put in the email and I'll
Mm-hmm.
put it into my bot and I'll say, "Hey, we need some ideas to come back with." And it'll generate different ideas for me to come back with. I don't never go back saying, what do you want? No, I'm telling you what I have in several different ways. And it's definitely going to be some level of value or an outcome or something.
So her response was that they aren't doing they don't have the budget at all this year and that maybe next year because I guess they just opened not so long ago. I think
Yeah.
last year.
And chains are harder, right?
Okay.
You have to really build a relationship with a general manager that has some pull. Some general managers don't go outside of the comfort zone of the corporate structure. Some like, hey, no, we good. We're the best Chick-fil-A in the city because we do X, Y, and Z. We host da, da, da. We do this. So I would say try to build a relationship with the general manager because
Okay.
they're going to be making the decisions. Or if you learn somebody, whoever does regionals for that particular brand. But I would say chains are hard because they generally have to do what the other chains are doing.
Okay.
Mom and pops are going to be a little bit better. Um, and maybe a smaller chain like we have. Who's anybody here from Richmond on here? No, we have a restaurant called Latitudes, and they have like four of them. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's chains, but they're local chains.
Like
I would
local,
try them
yeah,
too.
like small ones.
Because they have more leniency when it comes to bringing in something special and different.
Okay.
And then with you, I would probably try military, and I would try government,
And same
city.
with like the realtors. Do you have realtors? You ever
I
work with
used
realtors?
to. They weren't as consistent. They would usually do like an appreciation a year. But
Mm-hmm.
if they have good years, it's a good experience. And if they don't have good years, then it's not that great. Like I have one, we went to high school together. She does an appreciation, she does something for Christmas, she does something for Thanksgiving, and then she picks and chooses when she wants to use me. But I will tell you, they're not just looking for photo booths. They're looking for something unique. So I
Leads,
would
right?
definitely not go in with photo booth. A lot of people are looking for more interactive things. And if you're using SnapPic, all these new customizations, ways for us to customize the experience, I think that's going to be the key this spring and this summer.
Okay.
Hmm. Be different for sure.
I I have been being different. I am getting, like I said, I am getting people that show interest, but maybe I'm meeting them too late. Remember I told you about that one for the
Mhm.
SPCA and she th got me mixed up with a different photo booth company. She
Mm.
finally came clean, like, but it was still stupid how she did it because she was
When
interested
you
in what
say you came too late, where are you finding your events?
I'm
Eventbrite,
like, huh?
like Eventbrite and stuff.
Yeah, a different, yes, Eventbrite, LinkedIn, socials, the internet. I'm trying to figure out how to get plugged in to where, like, how are people finding out about events in advance, enough?
Oh, I'll tell you. So when it comes to like convention centers, they have a calendar. It
Mm-hmm.
shows you for the whole year. Sometimes 2 years, sometimes 3 years. DC, I want to say is 2 to 3 years out.
Okay.
And some of them have information like the person that's running it, the
Got you.
organization that's in charge. And then you got to do your research. You got to take that and put it on Google, go to LinkedIn, look up those people. Um, Event halls, what do you call it? Country clubs. Make the connections with the venues because they'll tell you when something's coming up. They'll invite you to open houses. Like today,
Okay.
I got invited to something with the commanders. Like the more you stay in connected with your venues,
Mm-hmm.
planners. Did you join any associations yet?
I haven't joined any associations, but I am going to what do you call it, a networking event tomorrow. I am like trying to, you know what I mean, actively engaging in networking events.
Absolutely. I would find business orgs, business associations. When I first moved to Richmond, one of the first thing I did was start vending. And I went to a school. I was vending for like it was like a professional, what is it, career day.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a Metropolitan Business League was there, and the new CEO, he was like, "Oh, you need to come out. We're having a membership drive tonight." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was in the networking frame of mind that day, so I was like,
Right.
"Okay." So I went, joined. It was $150 for the whole year. I ended up
Mm-hmm.
getting 3 clients. So not only did I
Nice.
get my $150 back, I got clients that I still work with today, and that was maybe 10. What is this? More than 10 years ago.
Yeah, more than paid for itself.
Hmm. Way more. And then the
Mm-hmm.
organization always hires me. Every year they have 3 events that they always hire me for. The annual gala, they have a golf tournament,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I do something else that I can't remember. But that alone, that organization, when I joined it, I think it had 1,500. Now they have 5,000 businesses associated with it.
Nice.
That is a plethora of leads.
Yes, it is.
So find organizations like that and join all of them that you can afford. That you can afford. I
Drawing
know
all of your money on my,
they get costly out here. I'm not into the Aliyahs and the Nays. I am thinking about joining the WIPA, which you see is the Virginia. The Virginia chapter is based in Richmond.
What is it?
I'm not really into weddings, but I am into networking.
Yeah.
And so just seeing different things, and you never know, they may be like, well, Sharon does corporate, so they'll introduce me to corporate people.
I tried
Um,
that, girl. That like it's so funny because the wedding people, like if I that they'll still introduce me like
mhm.
as wedding, which is fine. Like I just try to put the weddings like in autopilot. Like y'all just go online and book. Leave me alone.
And so weird to this week alone, I was like, where are all these weddings coming from? And I'm like, ugh. So
Yeah.
I have like a standard rate that I always send out for weddings. So either they want me or they don't, and I
Yes.
move on with life.
That's what I'm saying when I say autopilot, that's what I mean. Like I'm
Yeah.
not about to fight with y'all. Like this is
No,
what it is. If you want it, book it. If not, then move along.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Next tomorrow is the PRSA. I can't even figure out what that stands for. Can't can't remember.
PRSA.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
While you're looking for that, your homework this week: knowledge without action is just entertainment. Pick at least one of these and do it before next Monday. Identify one corporate client in your area that you really want to work with. I have one. Now, I probably have more than that, but there is a nut that I have not cracked in my city.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done an event for them. Never. And I'm like, how is this possible? So that one I might work at. I might try to find me a contact this week. So search LinkedIn, you put in the company name, look for people, and then look based on their position. Maybe you have a connection, maybe you don't. Start reaching out. Will you get a response back? Maybe. Ask, ChatGPT or Claude or whoever to come up with a very clever note that you can send to them that will gain a response back. Google, look through Google, look for different companies in your area. Annual conferences. When we did a conference in Atlanta, um Slim Rob gave us a really good tip to this website called 10 times, the number 10 and the word times. And it
Mm-hmm.
has all the conferences, not all, but it has conferences all over the country. You can look for different conferences there. Like I said, you can go to visit. It's, I don't know if you guys are Visit Virginia Beach or whatever, visit whoever your city is. We are we Visit RVA? Yeah, I think we are. We're Visit RVA. Most of them are Visit whatever the city is. And that is your CBC. So you want to talk to people that are bringing events to the city. Those are their clients. So, like one of my friends, he spoke at the Richmond retreat. He works for Visit Richmond, and his market um, was it sororities, fraternities, um, and family reunions. So his job was to find those conferences and events and bring them into the city, and then he would tell them about me. So meet those
Nice.
people because you don't know what their market is. So maybe
Yeah.
like I know our city, we do a lot of sports. 80% of our visitors, like if you look at the visitors that come to the city, is sports, whether it's tournaments, basketball tournaments, soccer, cheerleading, dance. There's a lot of sports that come through the city. And so if I want to get events or conferences, that's my lens. Um, and then look at your city. What are some big ones that come to your city every single year? We have a folk festival. We have Two Street Festival. Look at the festival. We getting ready to go into festival season. Look for
Yeah.
those festivals. And usually they're either run by the city or some kind of organization. Go to the past events. Look at the sponsors and find out how you can get in through one of the sponsors. So we did the folk festival. That was 3 days. That was a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy. But we went in with a sponsor. They needed and some fun activation and they called us to do it. So um that's going to be the best way. Event planners, like I said, Reggie talks to production companies, florists, people that do balloon art, because they're getting hired too. So they may get the call before you.
Yeah.
DJs, um, all the things. So just make lots of friends. So the networking is definitely good. Definitely good. Build a multi-day package. Like I said, and I don't know if everybody wasn't on, but you can't sell something you haven't created, right?
Yes.
It's not going to flow off your tongue. You're not going to be prepared to really sell what's in the package if you haven't built it. So I would sit down this weekend or this week and craft out a few packages, a daily package and what that looks like at a five, a 10, a 15, a $25,000 price tag.
Mm-hmm.
Post your package in the community, inside of school, under um, what do you call it? Our recap. Oh
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 no. I think we have a recap tab when you go in there, I think you have a recap tab. I'm gonna make sure. Let me double check. But post in the community. I'll say something about, tonight, underneath tonight, hey, I went back and I put together a package. Share with us. What are your thoughts? You need help. Hey, what does this package look like to you guys? Is this enough? Did I give it enough detail? Let us help each other when it comes to this, because it's not easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Anybody else got questions? Well, hey, Nancy. We didn't hear your lovely voice yet. Is she trying to unmute herself, or she can't today? Let me see. Can you unmute, Nancy?
Yeah, I can unmute now. Hi, Sharone. Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
It's nice to hear your voice. I don't have a whole bunch to add. Just wanted to say hello.
Good. Peter, you got any comments? We can't hear you. Unmute yourself. Try now.
He has to click the button as soon as he said you do it again, and maybe he'll click the button.
Okay, you ready to click the button? Here I go. Click the button. He ain't listening to me. Huh? Okay. He in the house. You got anything to say? I guess not. You want to know Dana's website. Dana, can you put your website in the chat?
He just did.
Good. All right. He wants to know, do you use the paid LinkedIn membership or the free version? I use free.
I use free.
Everybody's saying free. Anybody paying?
Is there a benefit to the paid?
Let me tell you, we were on a call. This was many moons ago. Had to be like 3 years ago. I thought it was Chelsea that was talking about how she uses the paid one. But now that I think about it, it might have been Bianca. Y'all know Bianca from Florida?
I don't.
I think she was the one who said she was paying for it and she was getting benefits from using it. I did take the LinkedIn. Did anybody else take the LinkedIn class with photo booth marketing?
I did not.
I still have my I think I still have my access to that. I'm gonna look. But I took it. I need to go back and re-listen to it. I haven't done it because I feel like I'm not going to pay until I'm ready, because you do get a little bit of a try. Is it 30 days or 15 days? I don't know how many days you get free, but I want to not waste any of my free days with it. So I don't want to turn it on until I have a strategy behind it. But I want to go back and see if I could find somebody got on a call. It was a money making Monday or a wind down. We used to do all these different days. We used to do wind down Wednesday. What we doing wind down with something on Wednesdays. But they talked about how they were having so much success. They had paid for LinkedIn. They were using the connect something, the da 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 da, and they were able to see the sales and like they broke it all the way down. But I thought it was Chelsea from New Orleans, but I could be wrong, and it might be Bianca from Florida. So I'm gonna go back and look, and if I find that information, but I am gonna do some research because I don't feel like any of us should be paying unless we have a strategy on how we're gonna use LinkedIn.
Well, I think it's definitely a tool. I know that, and this might be helpful for Dana as well. Like, it's a whole new strategy as to how you network. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I had bought all these link cards and stuff, and my friend was like, girl, you just get your LinkedIn out, have them scan the code, that's it. Like, people aren't doing cards and phone numbers
No.
per se. You need to just have your LinkedIn, and I'm probably about to cancel my link, LINQ, just because in this way it's so much cleaner. They don't have to try to add your contact and this and that. You
Anybody got
just
the dot card? I felt like that was a waste for me because if
Yeah.
they dot it, if they don't save it, it's gone.
Right, and I'm similar. I have the link one, and it sends you all these responses. People don't want all that spam.
No.
They just want, and they tired of these calls that you gotta turn on. You turn your phone off and hit spam, and they don't. The people give them your. So anyway, saying all that to say, I have spruced up my LinkedIn and really kind of made more headway with that. And I think what I'll do, so I've seen where people, do you link your website to your LinkedIn? Is that what you do for your businesses or your job?
I'm sure it's on there. I'm about to put a new one on there. I got my 17, not 17, my growth hub funnel ready. So
Okay.
that's about to go in there next.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna kind of operate with that as the base. That's how people check and make sure you're real, which is a big
Yep.
deal now.
Yep.
They don't. It's not even Facebook per se, but people, and then I do need to like rebrand a little bit with separating out social and corporate and weddings, and like look at things through a different lens and make
Yeah.
it a little cleaner of a profile.
Yeah. And I wanted to, because like I said, everybody comes in at different stages, and well, Sharon, I can't, that case study was cute, but I got one booth. Um, you don't have to keep selling your booth. Don't just sell what you have. You know me, I'm always like, can you do this? Yep, and I'll figure it out. We need 10 booths. We sure do. We can do it. I'm gonna find 10 booths. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it doesn't have to be only you. And if you know that you can't fulfill a gig, make it worth your while so that you can hire other photo boothers at a decent rate to help.
And I think what you told us before about promote what you want is
Yeah.
definitely what to do. Like if you want weddings or you want corporate, then show that on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Everybody's using stock images or whatever. I mean, or just go do a free event to get the footage, whatever it is you want to do,
Yeah.
um, to get
Because
to bring back that
that's
life.
what the people that are getting these, they're doing those association events. They're part of all these different associations, and they when people ask them to do something for a sponsorship, they
Yes,
ask for the highest tier, and they give them everything because that's a great way to showcase the best. If you just come in, oh, I gotta do it for free. Oh, they only gonna get a photo booth. Oh, everybody doing a photo booth. Do something that nobody else is doing. I don't even give them no say so. I'm like, oh, if I'm sponsoring, oh, you getting what I say I'm giving you, and then I call my show out.
right.
They had like the one I just did this week. Last week, Thursday was oh Lord, I've made it, y'all. We had 4 events running simultaneously. I agreed to a sponsorship. It was phenomenal. Peter, unmute so you can talk about it. It was really good. I didn't have anything else really booked that day. I had one other event booked that day. So we could do this one in the morning and then do that one later. But anyway, I gave them a AI headshot booth because it was a business networking event. It was for it's like the capital region. So it's DC, Maryland, Virginia, business owners. I go to a lot of business networking working events, and people are kind of all over the place with, their level of where they are in their businesses. I would say, I wish you would unmute. Peter, come here.
They can't unmute. You got to try it. Do it
Oh,
again.
okay. He's coming. What would you say the level of I, the business people that were there? Wasn't it different? Did it feel different to you?
It was like different levels. It's like, older people that have been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the types of businesses, like the types of businesses they had, it was not I got a so and so. They run agencies, corporations,
Yeah,
like
it's on higher level
it
for
was
real.
a very high level. Yeah, for sure. And I was just like, really, from the conversations, the way the event took place, right? Because sometimes we go to some of these events, they're not put together. This one was put together extremely well. And the types of conversations they were having, who they had at the event. Like this was I haven't done that kind of networking in a long, I was kind of was taken aback. I was like, okay, I need to be in this type of room more often, right? Because what you do the most, you do the best. And the funny thing is, the lady that taught me that, she was the person that invited me. So I had to do it. I say that all the time. And I was like, of anything. I wasn't the person that would walk up to, I was shy. I would not walk up to people and talk about my business. She said, Sharon, I want you to go outside every day and talk to 3 people about your business. Don't just walk by because I sell jewelry. Don't walk by, give them a catalog, and keep it moving. No, you got to stop. You got to have a conversation with 3 people every day. What you do the most, you do the best. And I learned so much from her. So I was like, she needed me. I'm going to come in and do this. But I, again, never seen that, not never, but I haven't been around that level of businesses in one room and they all look like me in a long time.
Hmm. Well, I like what you said, what you do the most, you do the best, because I've set up some networking stuff and I just have to just get out there and figure it out.
Yeah.
Is Dana cold calling every day?
Dana, Peter says, are you cold calling every day?
Not every day, but
What you do the most, you do the best. I'm just joking.
not every day, but I am. I do a lot of outreach. Thank you,
Yeah.
Peter.
Now, when you outreach, are you always calling, or sometimes it's email, sometimes it's
It's a
DMs?
combination.
Huh?
It's a combination.
Okay.
I try to start with an email. I try to connect with them on LinkedIn, so I'm not just, totally unfamiliar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I start at LinkedIn and I'll send them an email and then I'll wait a little bit. I'll try to connect with them by phone, especially if they respond. But yeah,
Did anybody else have sales jobs before they got their business?
I did a little sales and a little brokerage.
I hated sales. I used to work for Office Depot, and they had business services division. Basically, any company that had at least 50 employees were considered a small business. And they had this new division where we were giving them like corporate rates, almost corporate rates, but they were a small business. So my job was to go and tell them about it. Like if they were already like had a store card and they were making a lot of purchases, we were going to them and giving them this new corporate deal so that they could save money, basically. But my territory was DC, and you had to get through the door, and you had to get through security. And you had to make up stories. Like it was I hated it. I hated it. I was like, I could never do this again. Then I sold mortgages, even worse. Even people's money, no. Oh, people's homes, oh, hated it. So I had it was funny because the area that I worked in was mostly African American, and all my coworkers were white men. And so the guy that hired me, he said, "You just be friendly and I'll do the sale." I said, "Okay, I could do that." So he would use me to butter people up. Like I would get in the door and get them to talking to us, and then he would come in and do the sale part because that's the part I hated. And we worked well. And then he quit. I was like, oh man. So I was like, I'm out of here. I'm not could do it. But he didn't make commission, so I would still get the commission because he couldn't make commission, but he just liked to sell.
Wow.
And so he was like, well, we'll be a team. I was like, okay, we'll be a team. I loved it. So it wasn't until I got my photo booth business that it just became very easy for me. But I don't know if it's because it's my business and I'm selling for myself and this is my
Yep.
livelihood. Um, but yeah, it just takes practice. And like I said, what you do the most, you do the best. So I would say what you hate doing, just start doing it a little bit more Only if it's beneficial to the business, doing it a little bit more to get more comfortable. Let's see. Next week is week 9. I have 10 weeks. I don't know if y'all been counting the week things that I've been doing, but build a trusted brand. And that kind of ties into what we were talking about today. People they get to know you through social media. I didn't realize how much people pay attention to social media. Even my clients, I'm like, wait, let me watch what I put on here. I'm like, how you know that? She was like, yeah, I saw you and your dog. And like, you follow me? I didn't even realize something like so I gotta be careful with things that I post. Um, but just building your brand, always using your name, using your colors, your brand colors, just really showing up um in your brand, because what they see, what not only what you say, what you do the most, um what did I say? What you do the most, you do the best. But when you show your brand and you're showing up in different places, and they're constantly seeing your work, I think that makes the client feel more comfortable. Oh, she's always out there. She works with them, or she did. So you got to share. Is guess what I'm saying. So we'll talk more about that. Just strengthening your brand, and just what people see and know about you. When you talk, remember I talked about now when I'm sending out emails, we're trusted by, and then I start naming some brands, because even if they don't know your brand, they know Nike, and Nike hired you. They know, the such and such church down the street, and you're always there doing their events. So they may not know your brand, but they know the brands that you work with, and they trust those people. And so they say if they trust them, then they can trust you. So any more questions before we wrap tonight? Well, all right. And Dana, don't forget to air you put your what you call it in the chat. Peter, did you
Yes.
get it? Oh boy. How you gonna ask for it and then they gonna go get it? Let me see. I'm gonna stop sharing. I have a horrible time with this. Let me see if I can grab it. Dana, you put it in the chat?
I did. I'm gonna send it to him again.
Okay. No, don't send it to him. He left the call.
Oh,
Put
he
it in the
did?
big chat. Yeah. And then I'll grab it. Nancy, how you doing with your Go High Level? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nancy. Let me see how I can do it. Do I gotta unmute you again? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Um, Nancy won't even let you unmute.
Okay, there we go.
Yay!
Yay. It is going well. I got out of my last little dilemma, so that was good. It's coming. It's so much you could do with it. It's just crazy.
I know.
But I'm trying to do my terms and conditions. That's what I'm doing. And I was, you know, I suffer from decision fatigue, but I have it almost ironed out. But yeah, my
Yeah.
thing is the terms and conditions. I take them kind of seriously. So I'm just working on what that looks like for us. But after I do that, I'll be ready to go. Our terms, and then I think,
It took the last piece for me, well, with what I'm doing with this guy, it's not the last piece. The last piece from working with the guy was to get the um text messaging to work. So I had to go through
yeah.
that process. It took about a week.
Okay, yeah, that's not so. And so with the messaging, I'm almost tempted. So my terms is just my part that I'm me, myself. There are terms you have to worry about for the messaging,
Mhm.
but I don't want to lose my current number anyway. I'm gonna keep you. So I'm tempted to just get a toll-free number and not have to worry about all of it. Is what I'm
That's
tempted
true.
to do.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's all spam. If people don't want to hear from you, they don't want to hear from you. If they do, they do. I don't know if they
Yeah,
look at the number or
I
not.
think the way he set it up, my funnel up, is you're allowed to because I've tested it on myself, and each message has a unsubscribe.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have the unsubscribe and the double opt-in. So I'm sure
Hmm.
you have that.
Hmm.
Um, I want to work on adding like the AI piece to my terms. Um, just a few things to
Yeah.
make sure it's all covered. But yeah, are you're going to use it as a CRM?
No,
Okay.
I'm using it as a lead gen
Mm-hmm.
and nurture to booking, and then I'm gonna use it for nurturing uh post. Well, I'll still
Okay.
use it during the process time too because it was easier to get the text through Go High Level than to get it
Mm-hmm.
through 17
Swift.
Hats. And
Okay.
um then I don't want to leave any money on the table. So I'm gonna go through and pull the names and contacts of anybody that I've done business with in the last 5 years, and spent a certain, I don't know what number it is, certain amount of money with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put all my contacts from 17 Hats into Go High Level, just those.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna rework those, trying to get them back on the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're not going to resell services.
Yes, eventually, but I want to make sure it works for my business first. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, I only have Focus and Fabulous in there. The AI business is ready to be put
Yes.
in there,
Yes.
but just sitting down and doing it is the problem for me because I'm not gonna pay that guy to do it again. I just want him to do mine, so I had an example.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think
And now
so.
that I'm
Okay.
using it and watching the videos more, I know I can. And I just been screenshotting and put it into Claude. Okay, what I do now? Boom. Do this, do this, do this. All right, what do I do now? Boom. Do this, do this, do this. So it's just teaching me.
What I was going to say, well, we already talked about that. So I think you're good. Okay.
Dana, put your email, I mean your website in the chat.
Well, let me get Dana website for y'all because I just seen it. Hold on.
You saw it?
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Why don't I see it? Okay. There we go. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right, let me put it in here so I can send it. Got it. Maybe. Yep, got it. Wonderful. All righty. Well, that's all she wrote. I'm gonna turn in. I'm tired. I've had a long day. So I had to go to DC and come back today, and it was good. I think it was a good trip. I met a few people. That's like it's me, you, and Dana, and I can stop the recording. Hold on. Then stop. And I don't know. How do I get rid of Phantom? Hit remove. Remove from note taker.